Welcome to another episode of Getting to Know. We are joined by baseball sophomore Chris Peralta. Chris, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good right now.
So what have you been up to the last couple of months in quarantine?
Honestly, since even from March when we first canceled, I've been basically still practicing all the time with a few of my guys and trying to get work in. Just taking it as an off season again and just trying to get better for next year.
Yeah, this is kind of a time of year, maybe not so much now, although for you guys with baseball, it probably doesn't slow down much after the school year is over, but especially in the spring semester that you're not used to having as much free time to kind of do whatever you want because you have practices and games and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I've taken it as like it's definitely more time for me to develop myself. And it's time for myself to get better. And I just want to get better so I could next season we could get better and we could definitely play good as a team. Because this year we had a lot of expectations and we thought we were going to be very good, especially because like the chemistry that we had this year was unreal. Like everyone liked each other, everyone played together, everybody played for each other. And there was no like me on the team. So we were ready to win a lot of games this year.
I was going to say you guys were off to a pretty decent start. I was going to ask what you think was working, but I'm assuming you're going to say that communication and that selflessness that you guys had.
Yeah, that and just the amount of talent we had on our team. Like Braz and Coach Fucarino and all the coaches, Johnny Galanutis and Mike Cruz, they all put together a plan that everyone bought into, and we just worked all fall and came in ready in the spring so we could start off hot. That's exactly what happened. We just have a lot of guys that came in just ready to play.
You seem to be seeing the ball well, personally. Batting wise, you were on track for decent numbers. What was working for you?
I would personally disagree. Actually,
You're allowed to.
But just trying to stay focused. Galanutis actually helps me a lot with different things and always giving me different drills to do. Trying to focus on what I can do better every time. So I think it's just focusing on the little things in my in mechanics, in my swing, and just making sure everything's perfect always, as good as it can be, actually.
So walk me through, it was a little bit of a unique perspective for you guys. You guys were kind of on the fence. Are we going to Florida? Are we not going to Florida? What was that whole experience like?
It was definitely heartbreaking, to say the least, because we were where was I? I think I was actually with a few guys the night before. And we are just hanging out, just waiting, all hyped up. We're going to leave tomorrow in the morning, go to class in the morning, one class, and then at 12, noon, whatever. We're gonna leave. We're gonna go to JFK and we're gonna fly out to Florida and we're gonna have a great time like we did last year. And then out of nowhere we get a text in our group me and he goes, he said, sorry guys, but it was right after the NBA canceled. It was that same night. So once that happened and we heard about that, it was like, yeah, there's no shot we're gonna go to Florida. But like other schools were already in Florida. Like Adelphi was in Florida already because they leave a week earlier than us or something like that. But yeah, it was definitely tough. It was heartbreaking and we just didn't expect it to happen. It happened so fast.
Very shortly after that, it's not just no Florida, it's no season. Then what?
Uh, then it was just like you just never think it's gonna happen. Like you never thought something would happen so fast because like it just broke out really fast. Like everything just, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words still to this day because I just never thought that we would lose an entire season to like coronavirus or anything like that. Just
unprecedented situation.
Exactly. And then the situation, like everything with like we have our seniors, right? So then you're just like we're never gonna get to play with them again. Like that was one of the hardest things too, because we were supposed to be we were gonna be very good, I think. And it was just a very sad moment. And to see who's gonna come back, who's not gonna come back. Like you would want to play your last season with your guys, for sure.
Well, I guess the good news is, as far as I know, you are retaining a lot of your team together. I know you're not getting everybody back, but what do you think that benefits you? How do you think that benefits you keeping a lot of that core going forward into next season?
I think it's a great thing because I'm pretty sure. So like Sean Hogan is coming back and Jimmy Moose. He's those are two of our captains from like the position player side of it. And then we have Anthony Vano coming back too. I'm pretty sure. So these are three out of four of our captains. So like they're the leaders of our team, most definitely. Like if you need something, you ask them. If you need to know practice time, where we're in practice, anything like that, you could ask them. So it's definitely important because we still have that leadership. Although we have other leaders on the team, but it's nice to know that we're going to be able to play with them for one last season and like hopefully get through the whole thing this time.
So what do you think you've learned during this whole process?
With the like cancellation of the, I
Yeah,
think
and then spending so much time, with quarantine, just in general.
I think I learned that you can't be upset about things that you can't control. So like it's something that we couldn't control. Like well, and everybody else in the nation had to deal with it too. And you see it now with the fall sports too, because basically for the most part, like D2s and D3s aren't playing, but football could play apparently. So
Every day.
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's just definitely you just can't get upset about things that you can't control, and you just have to keep moving forward and
So
keep trying to get better your craft.
what are your goals moving forward for next season? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, next season, I'm looking for an ECC championship, and I hope we get to regionals and even further if we can. I want to win as many games as possible, maybe break the program history, the record, but that might be hard because we have a minimum, we have a maximum amount of games now this year because of Corona. So, but it should be fun next year.
Well, we'll hope that everything stays moving progressively better and we can kind of get through the whole season this time around.
Yeah, most definitely.
Switch focus a little bit, and these are more, we like to call them like the more fun questions. They're about you. They can be the first thing that comes to your mind, or if there's, a couple of phrase or some need more explanation, your rules. Do you have a favorite pregame superstition or a routine, or maybe even as you come onto the field or into the batter's box? What are some of the things that you do that make you you?
It's actually funny. Like most baseball players will say they're like superstitious. I don't have anything like that really comes to mind. Like I don't believe in that. Like I just take it at bat by at bat, fly ball by fly ball. Like nothing. Like I'm not in my head. I don't think. Like I just let the game come to me for the most part. I try to.
Do you have a pregame meal?
Pregame meal. If I could pick, it would probably be rice and beans and like some nice chicken. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite pump up song to get you pregame ready?
I could pick a lot of different songs. Maybe like Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill. It's definitely a song that gets me hype. It's older, but like it's definitely a song that gets me hype.
So, you can't pick Mitchell Field. Do you have a favorite place on the road to play?
Stack, yeah, Stack for sure. Like the big stadium, the loudspeakers, the big jumbotron thing that they have. I like playing there. It's definitely nice.
Do you have a favorite team to play against, either at home or on the road? Doesn't matter.
I like playing at Delphi. I feel like it's always like a nice little like rival kind of. Those games are very interesting.
And then there's a bunch of different places to eat around or on campus, the AR, Public Square, Bearings. What's your favorite place around for food?
Fair. Nah, actually, a touch of Italy. I
What's your
feel
go-to order?
I just get like a grandma slice to be honest.
Okay. So then everybody, I feel like, has been watching a lot of TV and movies, binge watching. What have you been watching on TV during all of your quarantine?
I rewatched Breaking Bad actually. That's one of my favorite shows. That show is very good. Highly recommend if you haven't watched it.
I have not, so I'll have to add it to the list.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's a good show.
Thank you so much for taking some time this morning to talk to me. It was a pleasure to get to catch up with you, and hopefully, we're all back on campus at some point in the near future.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks again for having me.
No, no problem. Thanks.
Thank